In this video, we will discuss another family of deponent verbs, that is, the semi-deponent verb. First, let's quickly review the basics of deponent verbs. Deponent verbs are verbs that have literally put down their active forms. This comes from the verb deponere, which means to put down. So, deponent verbs are verbs in Latin that have passive forms, but have active meanings. Now, as you might have guessed from the name, semi-deponent verbs are verbs that are deponent, but not 100% deponent. Let's look at the four major examples of deponent verbs. Audeo, audere, ausus sum, which means to dare. Fido, fidere, fisus sum, which means to trust. Gaudeo, gaudere, gaudisus sum, which means to rejoice. And soleo, solere, solitus sum, which means to be accustomed. You will notice that the first two principal parts of each of these verbs have active forms. Audeo, audere, fido, fidere, gaudeo, gaudere, soleo, solere. But then you'll notice that the third principal part of all of these verbs has a passive form. So, ausus sum, fisus sum, gaudisus sum, solitus sum. And this is the essence of the semi-deponent verb. Let's expand on that. So, for semi-deponent verbs, the present system has active forms. The present system, remember, consists of the present, imperfect, and future tenses. But when we go to the perfect system, these semi-deponent verbs have passive forms. Remember that the perfect system has the perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect tenses. And to further clarify this, let's take a look at a synopsis in the third person singular of the verb fido, fidere, fisus sum. Since we're looking at the third person singular, we'll use the ending t, and since we're in the third conjugation, we'll use the vowel I for the present tense. So present tense is fidit, active voice form. Imperfect will have fidebat, and for future we'll have fidet. Remember that third and fourth conjugation verbs form their future tenses using am, es, et, amus, etus, ent. And so that's our present system, present, imperfect, and future tenses. And you'll notice that fidit, fidebat, and fidet all use active voice forms. But when we move into the perfect system, we're going to use passive voice forms. And so our perfect tense will be fisus est. Our pluperfect will be fisus erat. And our future perfect will be fisus erit. Okay, and let's take a second to translate these. The verb fido, fidere, fisus sum is a semi-deponent verb, and so thus always has active voice meanings. And so that will be reflected in our English translations. For the present system, our translations are he trusts, fidet, he was trusting, fidebat, and he will trust, fidet. And then, in our perfect system, the forms of this verb are in the passive voice, but again, it will insist on an active voice meaning. And so our perfect system translations will be, he has trusted, fisus est, he had trusted, fisus erat, and he will have trusted, fisus erit. So, as we can see from this synopsis, semi-deponent verbs always have active voice meanings. And so in the present system, the present, imperfect, and future, we use active voice forms, fidet, fidebat, and fidet. But in the perfect system, that is the perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect, we use passive voice forms. Okay, and let's go to two example sentences. Audet montes ascendere. So our main verb is audet, and you might recall that audeo is our new semi-deponent verb, which means to dare. Ascendere is our present active infinitive, and montes will be our accusative direct object. And so we translate this as, he dares, audet, to climb the mountains. Now, for the second example, we've changed the verb to dare to the perfect tense. And so we have ausus est montes ascendere. Our main verb is ausus est. Ascendere is that same present active infinitive, and montes is the direct object. And remember that as a semi-deponent verb, audeo, audere, ausus sum always has active voice meanings. And so we'll reflect that in our translation. So, he dared, Ausus est, perfect tense, to climb the mountains.